Hi, this is Roger. Here's some quick hints for making a graph in Excel with with data that you get from your Moxie monitor. In this case, I have a file that I've opened up that has data from a Parapetal file that's been converted to a CSV, but you could do this in a very similar way if you just had a CSV file that you downloaded from Moxie. So the first thing we want to do is highlight the data that we want to plot versus time. In this case, we want to plot SMO2, THB, and heart rate. So I'm going to highlight these columns and also the time column, and I'm going to highlight down as far as the data goes here. There we go. Then I'm going to scroll back up at the top because I like to put the graph up near the top of the spreadsheet. And then we're going to do insert, scatter, and then pick the line graph under scatter down at the bottom. It's important to use a scatter graph rather than a line graph because the scatter graph will plot the gap. If there's any gaps in the time data, the scatter graph will take care of that. So we pick this, and here's our graph. Because we highlighted the column headings, it labeled our graph for us with the column headings. So then we can do some changing of colors. For example, if you right-click on the SMO2 line and click Format Data Series, line color, and pick solid line, and we usually make the SMO2 green. So I'll do that, and we can edit the other colors in a similar way. And then we'll notice the THB is kind of down here at the bottom, and it's hard to see any changes in THB. It just looks like a flat line. So to edit the THB line, we'll right-click on it, Format Data Series, and then plot the THB line on a secondary axis. We'll also make the THB line a different color. We usually make that a brown. And then it plots the THB on an axis on the right side of the graph, and you can see it chose to auto scale this from about 11.9 to 12.7, so that helps blow up the THB so it's a lot easier to see. And then in this case, the SMO2 data was very close to 90 for this entire test, and so you can see that's where it's plotted. We'll also change the heart rate color to a dark red. So that we can recognize that as heart rate. And there, that's how we can make a graph in Excel.